Welcome to Vintage Variety. I have another jewelry haul to share with you guys this week. This one's somewhat of a combination of items. I have some items I thrifted myself, along with some items that my daughter was kind enough to thrift for me. I also have some beads for crafting and a necklace that my neighbor brought over that she wants me to repair for her. So I am going to get all of these items sorted out. I'll show you the items a few at a time, and we're going to talk a little bit about them. Let's start with the items that my neighbor brought over. She did gift me some loose beads, and I'll show those to you. The necklace is one of her favorite necklaces. She says she loves wearing it, but it needs to be repaired. This is a beautiful Chico's necklace. You can see the marking on it right there. And one of the strands is broken. So she said the strand was kind of poking her when she wore it, and that was how she realized it was broken. It is a multi-strand necklace, and it's kind of interesting the way they've put this together because there are 4 wires running through this one strand, and they did that in order to create that multi-beaded look. So hopefully I will be able to get this put back together for her so she can once again wear it. These are the beads that my neighbor gifted me. She said, "Here's you some payment for repairing my necklace." And I kind of laughed at that because I told her I didn't really expect any payment. I was happy to do it as a favor, but she didn't have any use for these, so I certainly do appreciate them and will add them to my jewelry crafting supplies. Let's have a look at the items my daughter thrifted for me. As she was checking out these items, the lady that worked there did tell her that they get a lot of broken and damaged jewelry. One of the other ladies that works there usually tries to repair the pieces or repurpose them. And I think that's the case with a lot of these pieces. I'm going to start with this one necklace. It has a beautiful pendant on it. Isn't that pretty, guys? But I really don't like the way it hangs on the chain. I think that maybe I could take this off and put a jump ring on the back, and it wouldn't dangle as much. I think wearing this is going to move a lot, and it's going to hang at an angle rather than flat against the chest. So you guys let me know what you think, but I think it's a very lovely necklace. There's also a pair of earrings to go with it, and I believe that these are handmade. There's nothing really wrong with these. They're just wooden beads, and they've been wire wrapped. I'm not sure if I would have gone about making them that way, but hey, to each his own. Everyone has their own way of creating items, and I think they're perfectly wearable. Here is a look at this necklace on the necklace stand, and you know what? It doesn't really look bad. It seems to be laying rather flat, but there is a big difference between a person wearing it and it being on the necklace stand. I think if someone were to wear this, there would just be way too much movement going on with the pendant. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments. I don't know if I mentioned earlier, but all of the items my daughter picked up for me were sets, necklaces with earrings. And I really love this pair of earrings. Not sure if the hooks are original, but aren't these pretty, guys? This is faux turquoise or dyed howlite. And they have 3 different tones to them: gold tone, silver tone, and copper. So these earrings would look great with just about any type of a necklace. This is the necklace that goes with it, and I believe this is another project piece. You can see here that they've strung the beads on jewelry wire, and they've made these large loops at the end in order to attach a piece of chain. And the chain is attached on one side with the lobster claw clasp, and on the other, they've just used the original jump ring that was on the chain. So I give kudos for creativity. I do like the overall design of this, but I feel like this is a piece I will probably end up redoing. Here is a quick look at this one on the necklace stand. I have doubled it up because it is a longer necklace so that you guys can get a really good look at it. As I've already said, I do like the idea of this and the overall design, so I'm not really being critical, but now that the necklace is mine, I feel like it's up to me if I want to leave it as it is or maybe redo it in my own way. This next set is in what I believe to be its original condition. It doesn't look like anything's been altered on it. And I really do like this. I have ran across necklaces like this before, and I think they make a great addition to any jewelry collection. This is shell and faux glass pearls, and it also has a pair of matching earrings to go with it. So this would be a lovely set to wear on its own or for layering. So now we have this, and this is the last one, and once again, this is a set that's kind of been altered. So we have the necklace and a beautiful pair of gold tone earrings. I love these earrings. I think that they would look great worn with a lot of different pieces of jewelry. So now let's have a close look at the necklace. This one has been put together almost exactly the same way as the faux turquoise necklace. And you can see the front part of this necklace, I think what happened is maybe someone donated it because it was broken, and the person that worked at the thrift store was trying to once again make it wearable. I do like the overall design of it. You can see here in the front it has this beautiful shell, and this is a real shell. And then it has gold around the edges. The beads are a combination of gold metallic beads, shell, and wood beads. And then they've attached a pearl necklace at the back of it. On one side, they've used jewelry wire to wire it on. And then on the other side, they've also made, I think, a loop with jewelry wire and connected the necklace using its original lobster claw closure. I do like the look of this. I like the pearls at the back of the necklace, but I think what I would do is take the entire thing apart and just restring it and put the clasp at the back. Here is a look at this one on the necklace stand. I have doubled it up because the necklace is somewhat longer. And another thing that you guys may have noticed, but I didn't point out, is on one side where they've used the jewelry wire, there's a piece of the wire sticking out. And that's not too good because it could poke your skin if you were wearing it or pick your clothing. So this one, I think I'm going to completely take apart and redo it because I do like the style of it and the overall design, and I think it was a great idea to use the pearls at the back of the necklace. Last of all, let's have a look at the items that I managed to thrift this week. If I'm not mistaken, I think most of these are going to be vintage. First of all, I really did like this chain. It has a spring ring closure. It's not marked anywhere, but this is very reminiscent of some of the Sarah Coventry pieces. I'll have to have a look in my Sarah Coventry book to see if this chain's in there. Regardless, I thought this was a wonderful piece. This would be a really pretty piece to wear or to layer. I also picked up this heavy gold tone chain. This is a longer chain, and I've said it a million times. A lot of times I like to pick up chains without anything on them because you never know when they're going to come in handy. You might run across a pendant that you need a chain for. But in the case of a chain like this one is quite substantial and would make a great layering piece. This, I think, is probably more modern, and I love the pendant on it. It kind of has that Celtic look to it, or at least I think so. What do you guys think? I'm not too crazy about the chain, and the chain has a marking on it. I'm going to try to zoom in so you guys can see the name of this. And I'm not really familiar with this. I do think I've ran across this brand before. I think that says Romina, but if not, you guys can correct me in the comments. I think that this would look better on a shorter chain or maybe even a heavier chain. I will show you guys what all of these necklaces look like on the necklace stand because I do have an idea of layering them together, but I want to show you the last item I managed to find this week. Some beautiful lucite earrings. These are clip-ons. I don't see any markings anywhere, and if I'm not mistaken, I think I may have something in my personal jewelry collection that these earrings will match up with. Not really sure. I'll have to have a look. As I was selecting these necklaces at the thrift store, it did cross my mind that all of these are gold tone, and I think they would all look really good if they were layered together. So we're going to look at them on the necklace stand, and you guys can let me know what you think. I wanted to start with this one. I really like this necklace. It would look great worn with some more gold chains, or maybe even a mixture of pearls and gold chains. In fact, that heavyweight gold chain that I picked up at the same time, I think that this would be a wonderful combination. So I'm just going to add this and double it up on the necklace stand, and you can see how pretty that looks. I think if I added a shorter layer of pearls, that would look really good with this combination also. So the last necklace that I thrifted was the one with the pendant that I really liked. And I'm going to add that to this so you guys can get a look at what a cool looking combination it is. The only thing about this, and I mentioned this earlier, is I'm not too crazy about the chain. I think this would look better on a shorter and heavier chain. But I'm just going to add it to this so you guys can get an idea of what I was thinking as I was thrifting these pieces. So I think this is a beautiful look, and that is kind of my process when I'm out looking for jewelry, whether it's at a thrift store or an antique store. I always like to think about things that will go together, whether it's a pair of earrings and a necklace that would go with it, or a necklace and a bracelet. This was a really fun haul for me. I feel like I got some really great items for wearing, along with some items that I can completely redo or repurpose. If you guys have any ideas for the pieces I plan to redo, definitely let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed today's content, please remember to give me a thumbs up. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to share these items with me. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel. Ring the bell for notifications, and you'll be notified anytime I upload new content. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.